to the show. Thank you for the people here. Thank you for the people who are at home streaming this, probably touching themselves funny while they're watching me. Stop it. I know it's a linen shirt. It looks good. But anyway, thank you very much for coming along. For those of you who have never been to Big Squid before, this started a year ago and it was a podcast that covered the HBO series and the graphic novel Watchmen. And we did one season of that and we had a really good time, and then we thought we might do something else with it. And then the pandemic kicked in and I didn't see anyone for 3 months. So I decided, well, while I'm feeling really good about myself, I'll do a second season and I'll cover David Bowie's last album before he died, right? What a cheerful way to deal with things. But then once I wanted to do the next season of the podcast, I was thinking, well, what could we do with it? And my initial idea was I wanted to do something that was positive. I wanted to do something that put something out into the world that let people have a good time. But I also didn't want to be one of those people going, hey, everything's going to be fine. Because as soon as someone says that to you, your initial reaction is, hey, why don't you fuck off? So I've tried to just make it a very positive experience. And, as you who have listened to it, you know what kind of podcast it is. Sometimes there will be a review of a graphic novel. Sometimes I'll bang on about Christopher Nolan. Sometimes I'll talk about Brian Ferry. Sometimes I'll bang on about Christopher Nolan. You know exactly what's going to be coming your way. And we decided we're going to do a Christmas show, but I'm an atheist. I'm a card-carrying atheist. And you know that Christmas can be a little bit shit sometimes. It can be a bit of a shit time of the year. So rather than do a normal Christmas show, because who gives a fuck about baby Jesus, for me it's all about baby Yoda. Until baby Jesus can force choke a stormtrooper, I have no interest in that guy, right? So what we're doing with this podcast is we're going to celebrate Christmas the way I celebrate it. And I come from a single mum background. My mum lives in Adelaide. You know, Adelaide, it's where they pronounce Lego correctly. And years and years and years ago, like when I was a little fella, we had one of those awful Christmas experiences where men get drunk and men start fighting and men fuck everything up. And my mum said, hey, you know what? You're all arseholes. We're never going to spend Christmas together again. And everyone kind of laughed at that. And the very next year, Mum and I were watching movies and there were people literally knocking at our door. And Mum and I didn't do anything because we were watching The Great Escape, and that was heaps better than talking to a fucking uncle, right? They kept knocking at the door, they kept knocking at the door. Eventually they got the hint and they left, and then the next year they came and they knocked on the door again and we were watching something else. And my family went through the stages of grief, like they were angry, they were upset, they were depressed, and then eventually they realised that we'd moved on and they could fuck off. So Mum and I always get together, and even though I'm an atheist, I actually really enjoy Christmas because it's just the two of us eating food, watching movies. So what we decided to do with this is to bring along some of my friends who are going to help you celebrate Christmas in a way that doesn't require family, doesn't require anyone who gets on your nerves, and we're going to celebrate it in a really fun way. So are you up for that? Yeah. It'll be fun. It's going to be good. I have lots of guests for you. If you've seen the running order and you know what I'm like from previous things, when I could book 5 people, why don't I just book everyone? And I'm going to throw to one of my favourite people in the world. A big round of applause for Adele.
Good evening, my name is Adele, not the cheerful singing one. I am once again beaming to you from Melbourne, now out of lockdown. And what a thrill it was to finally get a decent haircut and see all of my friends. Tonight, Hamo has asked me to introduce the guests again because he doesn't have 2 thoughts to rub together. I wonder if crickets rub their thoughts together as well as their legs. I've got off track, my apologies. I am of course using Hamo's informal nickname, but if you prefer to be more formal, you can use his full name, Hamunition. First up, we have 2 knowledgeable film discussers. They're going to talk about Christmas movies, which excites me because I have a script idea for a retelling of the Jesus origin story. Instead of 3 wise men coming to visit, it's 3 white men, and they're called Frank Incense, Merv, and 4X Gold. And all they do is turn up and mansplain to Mary about how to raise the Messiah. It's 47 years long. Anywho, let's meet our first guests, Alex J and Ben Ellwood. not Ben Elton like I first thought, so there's no point in asking her about life on planet Earth.
She's very disappointed that you're not Ben Elton.
Oh, well,
Sorry about that.
I'm really sorry.
Too. I had no idea.
I'm the lesser Ben. Thanks. Welcome. Hi.
Yeah, there you go. That's Adele for you. Just bringing you out and making you feel like shit at exactly the same time.
Just as I'm to shine. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. So a real opportunity, Alex J, you have the movie podcast that you do with Beck Charwood.
Yes, I do.
And we wanted to talk about the kind of movies that you can play at home that will scare everyone out of your lounge room so you can have the house to yourself.
Yes. So I've chosen my 2 favourite movies to watch at Christmas. They're not Christmas movies, but they're movies that... The first one is Red Dragon, the prequel to the heavily panned prequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, because, that's what that needed. I needed to really understand where he came from. Did he get upset about his mum? Is that what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Turns out he didn't. He just loves eating people and always has. And so I was gifted a DVD of Red Dragon, I think in like 2003 for Christmas. Watched it that day, became obsessed, and every Christmas I watch it now.
So, sorry, who gave that to you for Christmas?
My mum.
Right. Right. Was there any kind of little subtle hint to that?
Should follow up and find out what that's about. Not Silence of the Lambs, the prequel.
Right.
I don't know. I have to think she has like some secret horn for Edward Norton or something.
Yes.
As do I. Like mother, like daughter.
Right.
Very sexy man.
That sounds like a Hollywood story waiting to happen. The 2 of you on a date with Edward Norton. So I actually haven't seen Red Dragon, so what can you tell us about that film?
Okay, well, I have anxiety, so this helps me. I have visual aids to help me through my segment. So basically, okay, let's go. So this movie has everything you need if you want to weed out the boring relatives at Christmas. This movie has everything you need to do that. Can I get the first image, please, Mister? So it has Edward Norton being sexy.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty hot-looking Edward Norton,
Isn't it? If we just forget Fight Club Edward Norton and just focus on this one.
He's not sexy in Fight Club, is he?
No, he's not.
He's sexier in Fight Club than he is there. He looks harrowed and terrified there. In Fight Club, he's empowered,
There he looks like he's really furious that he's come home and he doesn't have any Metamucil.
That is a recurring plot line.
Right, is it?
Dragon, yeah.
I don't need to see it.
His lack of fibre.
Right. He has too much and he has a real red dragon, right?
Oh my God.
Hasn't this podcast been derailed very early?
It's so visual.
So sorry, yeah. I kind of said it and then I visualised it and then all I wanted to do was say, I'm so sorry.
And okay, second thing is we have, if we could get the next photo, please, Anthony Hopkins stabbing Edward Norton.
Well, he looks like he's coming.
Somehow it's horny.
He's jizzing.
What's he stabbing him with? That's what I want to know.
His peanut. I know.
Right. Goodness.
He's basting the meat.
I've always been afraid of being stabbed to death, but it looks quite nice.
So there's that. The next image we have is obviously Ray Fiennes' butt.
Right. Well, he certainly lives up to the last part of his name, doesn't he? Probably the first part of his name as well, Rafe. That guy, once upon a time I would have been terrified of that guy, but now I just expect him to serve me a really good coffee from Ethiopia.
He's the supervising manager at JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
And obviously, of course, the next slide is the same image. We've got Ray Fiennes' tattoos, which will weed out the boring relatives, especially my auntie Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
Who likes to always comment or ask why I have tattoos.
Oh, really?
It's that.
Right. She's just a little bit behind.
Fucking hates them.
Really?
Hates them.
Come on, Jenny.
I know. So if you chuck that on the screen, she'll dart out. The next one we've got is a man on fire in a wheelchair.
Right.
Which is a cool plot point in this movie.
Yep. That's actually a photo of me halfway through the Joss Whedon JLA movie, trying to escape. Only a few JLA fans, that's all right. That says more about the movie than it says about the joke. Let me put it.
And then this is on the DVD. This was my favourite part of the film experience. Actually, on the DVD, there's a special features extra where there's some behind-the-scenes footage of Michael Jackson visiting the set of Red Dragon inexplicably.
Oh, Jesus! Right.
He's
Wow.
there, and then that's so obviously Michael is. Glowing reputation, nothing wrong there.
Yeah.
And Brett Ratner
Also,
is
glowing
the director.
reputation. Yeah.
Again, glowing reputation, nothing wrong there.
Yeah. What do you reckon they talked about? All sorts of things we don't want to mention on
Yeah, probably.
A lot more terrifying
Everything
than
you're
anything Red
thinking.
Dragon.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently.
Michael Jackson turned up to see what the comedy that was being made, right?
And so that's. So there's one more slide. Of course, this is me telling everyone it's a prequel and not a sequel. Get it right.
Yeah. I feel like that was also the look on your face when I made the JLA joke. But
There's more.
and that clears the house. Does that clear?
It always clears the house. Like when I take the front room at Mum and Dad's.
Yep.
My sister will join me.
Yep.
She doesn't necessarily love the movie. She just loves me. And I have her under my thumb.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Very nice. She's my little sister. I used to make her do everything for me.
Right.
And I also used to make her, when we were smaller, I would never let her sit on the couch with me while watching the movie. I would always make her sit on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
Such a bitch.
I used to have the same thing, and I'm an only child, so sadness.
Hammer, sit on the ground.
So, Ben, have you seen Red Dragon?
I saw Red Dragon when it first came out at the cinemas. That's the one where
Probably move on to just, that's
where Ray Liotta gets his head skull capped and they eat his
Hannibal.
brain.
That's the third
that's
one.
Hannibal. I'm
also
so sorry.
heavily panned.
Yeah, right.
Silence of the Lambs is the only one that's
I have no memories of Red Dragon other than Ray finds blood.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And glass on the eyes, bits of mirrors on the eyes.
That's right, yeah, it's pretty harrowing.
Yeah.
I could have shown all those things, but it's quite graphic, actually.
We'll just go with the guy in the wheelchair on fire.
Yeah. Unfortunately, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, which is quite sad, and I don't know why I said that.
Sometimes when everyone's having a good time, it's good to throw something out that reminds them.
I just like to reset the room whenever I can.
So, and so, what's your second movie?
Okay, and my second movie. Now, this is you have to go with me on this one. It's not necessarily a movie, but I do think of it as a film with a narrative arc. It is Garth Brooks' 1992 concert. This is Garth Brooks.
Wow, that's like
You're all with me? Good. You've all seen it, obviously.
we've got some young people in the audience. That's called a VHS tape.
Yeah, I've lost the VHS tape, but I still have the cover.
You still have the cover. Well, you probably held on to the most important part of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can just remember what it used to contain.
Yeah, and I did at one stage have like an illegally torrented download of the concert on an external hard drive.
Right.
But then I played it at my ex's house on his television, and his television fried the hard drive. That's why we broke up.
Because the universe doing you all a favour, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what can you tell us about it?
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, this is what the angel / Garth Brooks looks like.
Oh, there you go.
Like Vanilla Ice.
How dare you?
He looks like Vanilla Ice.
He looks
No, he
like
doesn't.
an angel walking on earth. Or as his birth name is actually Troyal Garth Brooks.
Troyal.
Like royal, but with a T at the...
Oh no, I got it.
Yep.
Why didn't he go with Troyal? Everyone would remember that.
Troyal Brooks. The famous... Oh, he's a country singer, by the way, also, if no one knows.
There was that country and western existentialist book about the Troyal of France.
Yeah.
Anyway,
speaking of
it was a long boat, but enjoy it, people.
I mean, speaking of existentialism, I know you're all wondering, but yes, this VHS of his concert does precede his very brief jump into emo music. This is real, with an alter ego character. It's an alter ego character he had called Chris Gaines for a while.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Real.
Like,
This man is like 60 years old.
like you know what I want to be there for? When he pitches this to his...
Yum, 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 yum.
This is when you know that you're too famous and too rich, when you pitch an idea like this and they look at you and they go, yeah, let's do it, Troyle.
I mean, you're Troyle Brooks.
How can we argue with Troyle? You should have called this guy, this looks like a fucking Troyle,
That's
right?
it. Why'd he go? He went Chris Gaines, a completely alter ego, separate character.
Right, we've all been there. But what's that? So what's the alter ego's character? I know a little bit about this, but what's the main thing going on with this alter ego? Is it purely emo music?
It was, yeah. He was like, I really just want to get into like emo country.
Right.
I can imagine.
Wow.
I'm not heavily across his catalogue as Chris Gaines. I refuse to be. I'm a purist. I'm a Garth Brooks purist. Okay, so this film, it is a film. It's a concept, but it is also a film because I wish I could get video clips of it, but Garth Brooks famously has none of his music or anything anywhere on iTunes or anything. Like, he just is real cool like that.
No, but it's a really smart move because the last thing you want is a new generation of people finding it, right?
No, the one generation, they die out.
Yeah.
And then Chris Gaines makes a resurgence.
Yeah. he's playing the long game. This is going to be Chris Gaines.
That goatee is coming back, you know.
Goodness.
Okay.
So all I can hear literally is women's ovary shriveling. It is amazing. I just grew some and they shriveled just so I could be in lockdown with them.
So it has the concert does have like a narrative arc.
Oh, thank goodness.
But yes, I know you're all desperately wondering. So basically, it's a concert, and then spliced throughout the concert is some really cool and nice, like just clips of Garth just kind of like walking through a field and like musing on things. If we just get a little, there he is.
Oh yeah.
And just having little musings, he's like 25 and bald, and he's just talking about life and his little sayings and stuff. So basically, there's an arc. Like he starts the concert as someone playing at a concert, and then in the middle he's walking through a field.
Right.
And then at the end, he's just finished a concert. So that's an arc.
Right.
Fucking arc.
Incredible art.
What an arc.
Yeah, what an art.
He's a bit tired, that's all.
He look, in that photo, he looks like a Muppet that Jim Henson rejected, doesn't he? No, we don't need this one. Bring back Miss Piggy.
So anyone who sticks around while watching this, I watch this at Christmas all the time as well.
Right.
It's just basically me, my sister, of course, and my dad, if he's had a few. He'll stick around. But this concert does have everything you need to weed out the boring relatives as well, just like Red Dragon. Number one, we have dudes smashing guitars against each other.
Oh, men.
I know, right? So toxic. Number two, we have Garth Brooks's yummy thighs and butt.
Oh, goodness.
Famously
at
excellent
that.
thighs and butt on that man.
Wow. Look at,
The women go crazy.
goodness.
Very horny.
Yeah, he's got a tight bum, hasn't he?
Does.
Goodness.
I keep telling you all the time, but you don't believe me.
Look at her face. I don't know if she looks like she's hanging out with Edward Norton after he's been stabbed.
I like crossover.
Get away from her, Hannibal. Someone had to say it.
And number three, we have Ty England. Now, he was his lead guitarist in the concert. He also has a yummy thighs and butt.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, though. Look at that winner in the background with that shirt. Fuck.
This is like 1992. It is in Texas. It is an incredible array of fashion. And so I got very horny for Ty as a 10-year-old, which is cool.
Is it?
My dad, who was in the room at the time, and then as just the last one, the next slide is just me telling everyone I will absolutely end up marrying Troyle Garth Brooks.
Yeah, right. Wow, that is amazing.
And they're the two films that I watch every year at Christmas, and it always just ends up being me and my sister.
Well, I like it, right?
Thank you.
Give it up.
Thank you.
I have a feeling, Ben, that you are a big Garth Brooks fan.
I think everyone is now.
When you said that country music's a bit like he's going into an emo direction, country music is a little bit emo
That's
anyway.
what I think.
right?
You're already like so sad all the time. How much sadder can you get?
I heard an emo song the other day over the radio, and the chorus was literally, I want to be a millionaire so freaking bad. And I just wanted to vomit blood. It was the worst.
That
thing I've
sucks.
ever fucking heard in
Oh,
my
you wanted to
life.
go the full Red Dragon.
Oh,
Amazing. All right. Ben's going to be hanging around with us for the whole show, but a round of applause for Alex J.
Thank you.
And you don't need to leave yet. What are you doing? Just wait a second.
That felt like a goodbye. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Jeez, keen to go, right?
Yep.
Far out. I don't want to know what you're getting off to. And now let's check in with Adele.
Things are really going off down here at Melbourne Party Central. Our next guest is going to be talking about the origin story of Father Christmas. Not this Father Christmas, I hope. I don't know what that means exactly, but it seemed appropriate in the heat of the moment. Anyway, I'm sure like me, you would have been having lots of Christmas carols stuck in your head. What about this one? Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen and said, Stephen, we've been over this before. You can't keep picnicking in my garden. It's trespass. And don't you come into my bedroom again. This isn't the Crown. Our next guest is much revered and esteemed. Like broccoli. I'm out of control. Our next guest is esteemed and revered and has already appeared on this show and chose to come back. Would you please welcome to the stage the one and only, I haven't fact-checked that, there may be several. Let's move on. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Richard Fidler. It's just a nice word to say.
It's almost like Adele really likes you. What have you done? How have you won over Adele?
I don't know. Hello, Justin. Hello, Ben.
hello, Richard Fine.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Right.
Oh, ho, ho.
Well, you started off like, I'm really into Christmas, and then by the third ho, you were like, who am I kidding? What was the being raised with your family? What was Christmas like for you?
Mostly unpleasant, I have to say. I had a 70s childhood, and that meant our Christmas tree was bought from Kmart. It was a wooden pole with holes in it, and you'd slotted in these arms of a fake Christmas tree which had silver tinsel all over them, and they were all of different sizes so that the Christmas tree would taper towards the top. And it took several hours of my father to do this, and Dad was swearing the whole time. He was going, Jesus fucking Christ, like that, as he's assembling the Christmas tree. And then when the whole thing is done, then the cat would attack it and topple the whole thing over. Yeah. K-Tel presents were a big thing of Christmas in the 70s. People are old enough to remember K-Tel, sort of a TV, yes, thank you, a bit of appreciation for K-Tel. They would sell things, a record selector, which was this sort of mechanical device where you put your LPs, you'd move the first one forward and the next thing would, the rest of the records would pitch over and then fall off the top of the cabinet. Right. And then there were K-Tel compilation albums, which I got regularly. Bobby Dazzler, Unreal, Superbad, Ripper 77. These were all wonderful things. That was all part of the magic of a 70s Christmas.
Ripper 77 was a ripper, right?
It was, yeah. The cover was of a woman's arse in really tight cut-off jean shorts, but sort of torn down, exposing a large part of one cheek. And I'm just remembering this now. And the tracks were listed on her arse cheek.
Right.
As it went down her arse cheek. So that was, look, it was the 70s. We all thought it was fine at the time, everyone.
Yeah. And now it would be fine if it was a tattoo, right?
Yeah, that's right. It'd be okay then, yeah.
Cascade of ink.
Empowerment, yeah.
And you've come back to talk to us about the secret origin of Father Christmas. And I wanted to ask you, before you talk about that, what's the difference between Santa and Father Christmas? Like, it's one of those things where, you know, for a long time it was always just you know, the big FC, and then suddenly Santa came in. Is that an Americanism?
I found it rather disruptive because in the early mid-70s I lived in Sydney, and then we moved to Adelaide. And in Sydney it was all Santa. Then in Adelaide it was Father Christmas. You're an Adelaide boy.
Yep.
You remember all that? There was Father Christmas, John Martin's Christmas pageant, and all of that. I now know that Santa is an American thing by and large, and I'll come to that in a minute. But Father Christmas goes back to an older English tradition where the Puritans during the English Civil War objected to the whole commercialisation of Christmas. In fact, they thought celebrating Christmas was a bit papist, a bit too Catholic. And so they got rid of the whole idea. But then it was revived, and there was the idea that Father Christmas was the personification of Christmas. He was like, not a saint, but the personification of the celebration of Christmas. Didn't give away presents, but then Santa started giving out gifts in America, and they thought, oh, we'd better catch up and have Father Christmas toss a few gifts to the kiddies as well.
Yeah, right. Okay. Were you a Father Christmas or a Santa guy, Ben?
I was a Santa, but I was one of those children that was terrified of Santa. So every childhood photo of me sitting on Santa's lap, my face is all wrinkled and like psychically realising this is poison, this whole
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you're lying to me, Mum. So I remember the day that I found out that, well, I realised that Santa wasn't real.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the car with Mum, and I looked at her, I was probably about 5, and I looked at her and I said, Santa's not real, is he? And without missing a beat, she just goes, nah. And I told her that, and she was like, oh, I'm such a bitch. It's like, no, you reward the child for realising the lie, right?
Yeah.
But most of us know that the department store Santa is bullshit, right? I mean, we know it even when we're little because there's one in this shop and there's one down the road, there's another one standing in the street, and if you look a bit harder, you can recognise he's the local hardware store proprietor. But you don't say anything because there's a chance you might get presents out of this guy, so you don't give the game away. That's the thing.
Yeah.
No, that was the mistake you made, Ben.
That was a
should have
mistake,
held
yeah.
on to that knowledge. You were too keen to show off. It should be like a Santa of the Dead where we end up getting an infestation of Santas chasing after us, desperately trying to make us buy stuff. So where did the idea of Father Christmas start?
Well, this goes way back, and we have to go all the way back to the foundation of the Christian Church in the 4th century AD, as it becomes like the official church of the Roman Empire. The ancient Romans had the festival called Saturnalia. That was held around the winter solstice, and it was a festive season. There was a tree that people would often bring into their own houses, and gifts would be exchanged. And the whole point of this festival, which was in honour of the god Saturn, was to give people something to look forward to as the days got shorter and shorter, the nights grew longer, and winter was deepening. And so Christmas, Saturnalia was there to mark the switch over from the winter equinox into the days are starting to get longer again. And in the meantime, this is how you keep yourself all cheered up. The Christian Church was established as part of the Roman Empire, as the leading religion of the Roman Empire in the 4th century by the Emperor Constantine the Great. Constantine the Great, he's one of the 4 most transfigurative human beings who ever walked the planet. And historians put him up there with Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and the Buddha. Even today, there are things we see and do because Constantine wished it. And that's because, first of all, he established the city of Constantinople as the new capital of the Roman Empire, which is the city we know today as Istanbul. And the second thing he did was to make Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. And then what they had to do after that was to figure out, well, what is the religion going to stand for? Because when you're not persecuting the Christians anymore, when it's no longer a minority Eastern cult, which is how it was seen at the time, what do we all agree and what do we all believe? So that's when they had this Council of Nicaea, which is not far from where Istanbul is today. And people who brought up Christian, many people brought up here Christians, you recite the Nicene Creed, you know, I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, Jesus Christ, his only Son, blah, 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 blah. Well, that was put together as a common sort of mission statement, if you like, of the church, as it was being founded as the official Roman religion. And there was a lot of dissent at the time. And the dissent came around the whole point of what was Jesus made from? Because he's supposed to be the Son of God, yet is God at the same time. So is he like, you know, God Jr.? Is he made of the same stuff as God? Or is he born into this world and therefore is sort of more mortal? And he has to be mortal because we have to identify with him being persecuted and dying on a cross. So is he the same thing as God, or is he a different thing to God? And this was...
I thought he was made of bread. That's why I'm an atheist. I'm trying to keep the carbs down. That's all it was about, right?
Yeah, exactly, yes. So in the end, they decided that he was the same substance to God. There was a bit of dissent. There was a priest called Arius who walked out of the council and went east and formed a whole other kind of church as a result. And there was a great deal of disruption. And I wrote about this in the first book I published called Ghost Empire, which is a history of Byzantium, the Second Roman Empire. And it sort of tells this story. So do you want me to do
Yeah, absolutely. Find that chapter. Ben, do we have any questions from anyone online? Is anyone...
We have a comment. This is obviously from someone in some plague-ridden part of the world. It's a little stressful seeing how close they are all sitting together on stage.
Wow.
I barely know Richard, but I feel very comfortable touching him. It's
It's
nice.
fine.
It's nice to live in a...
They must be sitting there feeling their adrenaline picking up at the moment.
Good, right?
Your shoe is very beautiful. Can I lick
Thank you.
it?
You can. It's a bit Red Dragon. I'm
Actually,
sorry.
someone has asked what Richard Fidler's opinion is with Elf on a Shelf.
I have
Finally, someone asked Richard the big question.
I have no opinion on Elf on the Shelf. In fact, I don't know what that is. Okay.
You're lost, buddy.
Someone at home is very excited. I stumped him.
So this is a chapter in my book that's called Nicholas the Wonder Worker. Emotions had run high at Nicaea. Arius' testimony to the assembly had so incensed one bishop that he had walked across the conference floor and slapped the heretic in the face. The bishop's name was Nicholas of Myra, and those who knew him were shocked because he was a kindly man and much loved by his people. Nicholas had grown up an orphan, his parents dying in a plague epidemic when he was 8. The boy received a sizable inheritance, but chose to give most of it away to the poor and the sick. And for this and other kindnesses, he was appointed the Bishop of Myra in Asia Minor, which is in modern-day Turkey. Bishop Nicholas was suspected of being the secret benefactor of many people in Myra. One man in the town despaired because he had no money to provide dowries for his 3 daughters. Without such dowries to attract husbands, he feared he'd be forced to sell his daughters into slavery. But on 3 different nights, a purse of gold was tossed through an open window and landed in a shoe that was drying by the fire. The man concluded the mysterious benefactor must be the bishop. Who else could be so kind? People also told stories of miraculous deeds performed by Nicholas. It was said that during a terrible famine, 3 children were lured into the house of an evil butcher who killed them and placed their remains in a barrel to cure their flesh, which he planned to sell to starving people as ham. That's how bad things were in those days.
Right.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I'll just have a little boy and cheese on rye. Thank you very much.
It's a bit gamey, isn't it?
Yeah. Geez, this kid could have looked after himself. He's tough.
Isn't the official term for human meat long pig?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's, yes.
Also my dancing name from the 90s.
On the day that Bishop Nicholas came into town, the butcher's crime was exposed to him in a vision. Nicholas located the barrels and resurrected the 3 children from the dead. For this and for other miraculous feats, the bishop achieved great renown as Nicholas the Wonder Worker. He died in 343 AD in Myra and was buried in his local cathedral. Nicholas was recognised as a saint by the church. His spirit was credited with creating miracles long after his death, and in time his reputation as a gift giver and a protector of children blended together, and it became customary to give gifts to children on his feast day in December. Different European nations came to celebrate the feast of St. Nicholas in their own way. Dutch migrants to the United States transmuted the name of St. Nicholas into Sinterklaas, which became Santa Claus, and the gift-giving tradition shifted to Christmas Day, although gifts are still exchanged in many European countries on his feast day of 6th of December. The legend of the coins in the shoe evolved into the tradition of hanging stockings by the fire on Christmas Eve. Icons of St. Nicholas depict him as a thin man in the brocaded robes of a bishop, not as a large man in a red suit. Santa doesn't come from the Arctic Circle, he comes from Asia Minor. Today, Nicholas is venerated by the Orthodox Church as the patron saint of children, of barrel makers, sailors, merchants, the falsely accused, repentant thieves, brewers, pharmacists, archers, pawnbrokers, and, mercifully, broadcasters.
All right, there we go. So, you know, it's really cool that he raised those kids from the dead, but could you imagine you've been slaughtered and you come back from the dead, you go, fuck, I was a sandwich. Like...
Most Christmas myths are prettied up. They've been prettied up. And earlier on in Europe, they were pretty grim. Like I spent the run-up to Christmas in Iceland in 2016 with my friend Kauri, and they have a whole different, really pagan Christmas tradition. They don't have Santa there. They have the 13 Christmas boys, or the 13 Yule boys. And they're known as mischievous. They steal food and steal milk and do things like that. And they will kids leave a shoe out on the windowsill on the 13 days leading up to Christmas. And if they've been nice, if they've been good, they get a little sweetie. And if they've been naughty, the Christmas boys will stuff that shoe with rancid potatoes. Right. This is something we need to keep kids in line today, ladies and gentlemen. And these Christmas boys, you see them in department stores, like kids dressed up in them, what have you. They're the children of a giantess called Grilla, who is evil. She's known to walk the streets of Iceland, the villages of Iceland, and asking passers-by to give them their children if they've been naughty, and then she'll boil them alive. That's it. There's no happy ending to that story. Right. Just children boiled alive. And there's also a legendary Christmas cat that's gigantic that walks the streets of Iceland and attacks and devours children who are not wearing new clothing.
Right. That is an angry pussy, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Christmas is way more entertaining in Iceland as a result.
Yeah.
Is there a reason that Santa became kind of more cuddly and family-friendly in the West?
Yeah, definitely. It's America. It's Sinterklaas becoming Santa Claus. There was I can't remember the name of the artist who started painting him in a red suit, but that was picked up by Coca-Cola. They didn't invent the red suit, Coca-Cola, but they certainly picked it up and publicised it and put his image on posters everywhere, and it was picked up by other artists like Norman Rockwell. So that's where we get Santa in a big red suit, in the big white beard, coming from the North Pole, when in fact you look at pictures, icons, like I say, of St. Nicholas, and he's skinny. He looks like a member of Al-Qaeda, essentially. With Christian brocade on, and he's skinny and he's like that. But lovely chap, apparently. Lovely chap.
Give it up for Richard Fidler.
Thank you.
Wait. And let's check in with our good friend Adele.
I've had to put my antlers on a bit weird so they fit in the frame. They keep jingling, making me think I have a cat. Here, puss. But on with the introductions. Our next guest is so good at the banjo, she makes you enjoy the banjo. And talk about nominative determinism, her last name is Fraser, and gosh, is she good at phrasing. Not like Hamo, who just likes to shout his own name over and over again like some kind of human Pikachu. Hamo! Hamo! Gotta catch 'em all. And here's who else you gotta catch, and here she comes. It's Alice Fraser.
Hello.
So how, you know, hearing Richard talk about his experience growing up and, you know, with the Kmart tree, etc., how much of that could you relate to? Because I know a little bit about your background and I have a feeling fuck all.
Well, first of all, Chag Sameach, fourth day of Hanukkah. My experience of Santa Claus was my Jewish granny, who was the most into Christmas of anyone in my family.
Right.
So, bit of background, my dad's side of the family is Jewish, my mum's side of the family is Catholic. They met in the late 70s at university, so of course I was born and brought up Buddhist. I'm oppressed, repressed and depressed. I have all of the baggage of all of the religions. I have the Jewish neuroses, I have the guilt of the Catholics, but I am at one with it. So my Santa Claus was my Jewish granny who just loved giving presents, but that meant that my experience with no other input of Santa from my Buddhist parents was Santa was a Hungarian lady with a beard who would come bearing goulash. And I don't think that I made the connection for a long time that it was actually my granny. I just thought it made sense that Santa would have a Hungarian accent because it was sort of Transylvania, cold climate stuff. But also her idea of Christmas was a little left field as well, because she had improperly absorbed the lessons of Christmas.
Right.
Like her list of the reindeer was like, you know, Donna and Blitzen and Rudolph and Olive and, you know, Olive the other reindeer.
Yeah, had an olive nose. Right.
So yeah, it was a very specific understanding. And then when I grew up and looked into the whole thing, I was like, Santa Claus, A, is practice Jesus. B,
Sorry, practice Jesus.
he's practice Jesus.
Yeah.
He's watching you at all times. He's
Yeah.
judging you. He's creeping down your chimney.
Yeah.
And then also. Great way to normalise a surveillance state.
Right.
Just.
Well, that's Elf on the Shelf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, isn't the Elf on the Shelf you put an elf up and the elf is watching you, and so you have to be, and then the parents have to move the elf. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
got like a glossy kind of porcelain face.
Right.
That's horrifying.
Right.
Yeah. And then you get social credit points that you're judged on.
Right.
And,
It's got a little camera in its eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it comes awake at night with a knife going, kill mummy and daddy. Yeah.
yeah.
So how did your grandma's into Christmas, right?
Yes.
She's into playing.
Super into Christmas. Like she had, remember when T2 lanes came in where you had to have two people in the lane? She had a blow up Santa Claus that she put in the passenger seat.
Right. Well, sounds like she had some good nights outside of Christmas as well, right?
Well, she didn't drink, but she loved going through breathalyzers. So she would have her blow up Santa and then like a half full bottle of rum on the dashboard.
Just to keep them on their toes. It's
Yeah.
like she's just not registering at all, right?
Incredible lady.
But your parents were Buddhists.
Yes.
And so how did they feel about, you know, Nan coming in and playing this tradition when this is something that they weren't
Well, you know,
really aware
you'd get the presents, then you'd immediately have to renounce all worldly attachment to the presents.
Right. Yeah, it's good fun, right?
It's great fun.
And how do you celebrate it now? Like, what's your opinion on Christmas as a grown up? That actually sounds like fun.
Look, I don't mind Christmas. What I don't like is sexy Christmas.
What?
You know, sexy Santa, like sexy Christmas, like people dressing up in short skirts as Santa, Mrs. Claus, like it just
Right.
anything that involves like fluffiness and sex to me just immediately calls like gloppiness. Is that a word
It
that I
is
can?
now. Right.
Just
Wait.
claggy.
Ben's woken up. He's hang on, what's this?
I feel like
Gloppiness?
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, sex, particularly good sex, should have an element of moisture to it.
But is glop like
But
a
that's
clag
when moisture
glue
meets
of like
fluff.
It's
Oh,
like,
Yes, clag glue.
I feel like there should be some moisture at some part of the body, right?
Yes.
Or otherwise it's
Yes, but the sort of the fluffiness of the Santa imagery, like particularly
Right.
in Australia, you have those Santa Clauses in the malls with the like thin white cotton gloves, and you can feel the body heat through them. Very upsetting, not sexy.
I have to be honest, I had never thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, it is upsetting.
It's so upsetting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, like sexiness as a whole is sort of a confronting part of modern feminism for me.
Right.
As well.
Right, hang on. Can we just get back to if you say you meet someone and you're really into them and it turns out they're a furry, right? And does everyone know what a furry is? People who like to dress up in costumes and, you know, like cool, like, you know, you do you, right? So what happens if you met someone who was a furry, which means that there would be sexy fluffy times? Are you out? Is this a deal breaker?
Well, I would say you do you.
Yeah. And I'll be over here. Not being moist. The idea of sexy Santa and it doesn't really jibe with where you're at.
No, and just sort of sexiness in general, I think, doesn't jibe with where I'm at.
like performative sexiness, because there's inherent sexiness that people have that they're not trying to be sexy, but they're just sexy.
Well, I sort of was mainly in conflict with my cousin, who's an Instagram influencer and has this incredible ability to show both her ass and her face to the camera at all times, like a 90s X-Men cover. It's incredible, like impressive physiologically speaking, but upsetting on an emotional level as a family member.
By the way, you picked the right two arseholes to sit between with that X-Men comment. You nailed that.
Deep cut.
Like we were both
Pandering.
like you pandered well. That is fantastic. Before you have a song for us, but Ben, does anyone online have a question? I'm actually almost scared to ask now that we've been going into a gloppiness world of furry sex.
I'm sorry.
There is a
Family
question, Alice Fraser. If you were going out with someone that was into furriness, what character would you want them to dress as?
Oh, good question.
I'd need to have a bibliography of the available characters. I'm not sure that I am sufficiently au fait with the world
Like
of...
Tigger, Piglet.
Yeah.
Say it's from like A.L. Min's Winnie the Pooh catalogue. Where are you going with? Eeyore?
Humphrey B. Bear, he doesn't even come with pants, right?
I mean, if you're going to go in the Winnie the Pooh universe, it has to be either Winnie or Piglet because they come pre-unpantsed.
Very good. Well, Eeyore's naked from the outset.
Yeah, true.
And Eeyore needs cheering up.
Eeyore has bits falling off, which is not my
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. Eeyore needs bits. Right, that's the question.
Yeah, good question. Eeyore does need cheering up. What were you doing last night? Just cheering up Eeyore, mate. Sometimes you got to do it. Merry Christmas. So you have a song for us?
Yes, so it's about this conflict that I have with my cousin who is an online feminist, hashtag feminism, that's her, hashtag love your body feminism, and I don't.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, hashtag, but like the love your body thing as a manifestation, like I don't love my body is fine, I'm fine with my body, all my elbows are in the right places, and I probably do the right amount of poo, can that be enough? But obviously it's hard to be a feminist in the modern world. Like I'm a feminist, obviously, but I didn't become a feminist on purpose.
Right.
Like I thought I was a person.
Yep. And
then you go out in the world and there's a person-shaped hole and you're like, I'm going to go through the person-shaped hole, and then somebody's like, too many tits for the hole!
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck. No, I'm a person. They go, no, you're a woman. You go, no, I'm a person. They go, no, you're a woman. You go, no, I'm a person. They go, oh, you're a feminist. And then, holy fuck, you're a feminist.
Right, yeah.
Suddenly associated with this whole school of feminism, most of which you don't agree with. Like, what does it mean to say you're a feminist nowadays? Does it mean you're pro-trans, anti-trans, pro-man, anti-man, pro-baby, what does it actually mean other than being sexy on Instagram?
Right, yes.
So, this is my song about feminism and body image. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Don't objectify me, I'm more than just a snack. I'm more than my incredible body and my frankly excellent rack. Don't think of me as sexy except a little bit, like respect my mind the most. But don't totally ignore my tits. They're right there. I want you to find me fine but get a boner for my mind. I want to be in all your fantasies but not for you to think it's appropriate to tell me. I want you to think I'm hot and dream about me quite a lot and want to bang me all the time, but not enough to talk to me about it on the train line or any other form of public transport or the internet. When you treat me like an object, almost all of me will object. My mind's as full of thoughtful thoughts as my booty's full of sexy sex. Yeah, sexy, sexy sex. Everybody, sexy, sexy sex. I won't be young and hot forever and I'm too confident to care. I don't want to know about your boner, but I want to have a sense it's there. Just a hint of it in the air. I want you to want to bang me, but I don't want to have to want to bang you. I just want to know I could make you want to bang me if I ever wanted to. Which I don't. But if I did, I wouldn't want you to reject me or say that you respect me too much to have sex with me, which a surprising number of people have said to me in the past and is extremely frustrating and hurtful. Between my body and my mind, I'll choose my mind, it's true. But in mind over matter, let's not pretend that matter doesn't matter just a little bit too. Age and death will take me as age and death take all. And as with all man's prideful works, my amazing tits will one day fall. From Rome to California, no city built can last. So take the time to raise a glass to everybody's passing us. Ideally consensually, or at least unobtrusively, and not in a way that implies their autonomy comes second to your desire. When you treat me like an object, almost all of me will object. My mind's as full of thoughtful thoughts as my booty's full of sexy sex. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Alice Fraser. I have a feeling you've never seen two men sitting opposite a banjo staring at the banjo while still listening to the lyrics. Give it up for Alice Fraser one more time. And let's check back in with our friend Adele.
Christmas is, of course, a time for laughter, as anyone who has ever read a cracker or had a cracker read to them will know. So now it's time for some cracker-style humour. What's this? I love you, soup. It's the adoration of the Magi. Also, it's lucky that Jesus' mother was called Mary and not Karen. Otherwise, when they got to the stable, she would have asked to speak to the manger. Our next guest is going to tell us what makes a perfect Doctor Who Christmas. I hope he will also talk about his ambitious Doctor Who Wham crossover band called Whom. With the great hit, Last Christmas, I gave you my dilithium crystal, and the very next day, you told me it was from Star Trek. Actually, I know it was from Star Trek. I'm hoping he'll also do a supreme Star Trek crossover so we can have Spock in the name of love. It's gotten a bit singy. Perhaps it's time we meet Rove. I think it's Rove. Unless it rhymes with love, in which case, would you please welcome to the stage, Rove.
There we go. Rove.
Oh, my microphone's good. My microphone's not on.
Is that?
Wait a minute. There's
Maybe.
feedback. That's always good.
Is that one?
Oh,
We've got heaps of mics. The person watching at home is going to be freaking the fuck out.
this is. You can't hear that one either. Oh, what?
Wow.
Well, now I'm like I'm at a press conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I was going to make a joke about that announcement, but now it's probably a bit too after the fact.
We've moved on.
I was going to say you'll probably edit it out, but you never edit this podcast. So, yeah, Rove is. I like that. It's like Scooby-Doo saying, it's like, I rove you. I rove you, Dustin. So it's wonderful to be here between you two fine gentlemen.
Thanks, man.
This is great.
And as someone who celebrates Christmas on a regular basis, but you celebrate it
He's on to me.
I've been watching. I'm the elf on the shelf. It's Hamo on the shelf.
He is a little snitch, isn't he?
The elf?
I have strong opinions on the elf on the shelf.
Oh, we'll share them. Richard
He's a
Butler
little
needs to hear
stool
them.
pigeon.
Yeah, I don't
He's
like it at all.
What a rat. The idea that parents are employing some toy
Right.
as Santa's, little stooge
Yeah.
who will rat you out if you do something wrong. And it's made out to be playful.
Right.
Oh,
And then you miss
I
out.
want to gut him like a fish. I went Christmas shopping for my dog today because that's what you do at this time of year.
Wow, sorry.
No, do not judge me. She is a good creature.
Is this relatable,
This is
Rose?
what the 1%.
And one of the chew toys I was thinking of buying her is the elf on the shelf.
Right.
And I was all up for just watching her tear that thing apart Christmas morning.
I've met your dog. You've got a nice dog.
Thank you
It
very
deserves-
much.
It deserves...
She works out.
Yeah. You can see too. That's what I like about it.
Yes.
It's not too in your face. It's just nice. Just kind of showing it off a little bit. Anyway, this got
Exactly.
weird.
She's good.
We had a good night
She's
last
got a
night.
good, yeah, we did.
So
A lot of wine.
A lot of wine. So I hear you're a Doctor Who fan.
What?
And as someone, I'm curious because I don't remember the Doctor Who Christmas special being a thing when we were kids. Is that a relatively new phenomenon?
Yes. So in basic terms, I mean, most people know Doctor Who. At some point, the show's been running for almost 60 years. At some point, you dipped into it. Most people dip out again. I am not aware of what dipping out means. There's like a massive gap of like 20 years. I'm like just hanging on with fan fiction and action figures. But so there was the very early run where most people probably remember Tom Baker with the curly hair and the scarf for most people of our era. That ended around 1989. 86, sorry. And then there was a big gap, and then it came back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. And ever since then, they, at the end of every year, have a Christmas special.
Right.
So, yes, in the past, it was only one reference to it in the third year of the show. There was one random episode that went to air at Christmas, and the Doctor, the very first Doctor, completely broke the fourth wall. There's a weird scene going on where there's like a Keystone Cops chase happening inside his time and space machine. And that just kind of is going on. And he just turns to the camera and just says, "And a happy Christmas to all of you at home." Straight down the barrel.
Right.
That's freaky. And then never references it again. That's for 20-something years.
That's that weird thing like in James Bond, the George Lazenby movie, the one movie he made. Like, at the very beginning, something happens, and then he looks down at the camera and he says, "This never happened to the other guy." And he goes, "What the fuck is going on here?
Right.
This is not meant to be high art."
Like, don't bring up the X.
Right.
Never bring up the X.
Never bring up the X.
But yeah, since 2005 it's come back, there's been a Christmas special or a holiday special. It's kind of moved into a New Year's special sometimes. And there's one coming up this New Year's Day, and that will be the 17th one of the modern era. So there's a lot to choose from.
It feels like the early Doctor acknowledging that there's an audience watching him is the most Doctor Who thing that could happen in the Doctor Who universe, right?
Yeah.
Like that he's aware that he is a television character in a show.
There was one episode where they went back in time and the date was very specifically announced as what was the very first. So it's November 23rd, 1963, which is the date that the first episode ever went to air. And you just hear in the background this television says, "Welcome back to BBC, where a new program is starting. Its name is," and then they cut away. Very meta reference to its own television show.
So what makes a good Christmas special? So I've seen, or since they've started back with the Eccleston Doctor, I've seen them. I've got a firm view. I've got a favourite, which I haven't told you what it is because I'm curious to know if we agree. But
Twinsies!
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet? We're in our 40s. So what makes a good Doctor Who Christmas special?
Well, I used a very important measuring system for this. I thoroughly enjoyed watching 16 years of television in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for that.
Right.
It was a wonderful brief.
Yeah.
And I seriously did enjoy it. It was wonderful to have an excuse. "Oh, honey, it's homework." But I was looking at, because it's important, because I'm guessing most of you don't watch the show anymore. Would that be safe to say? A lot of heads shaking.
Ben?
Oh, yeah, a couple of people. Yes, thank you.
A few people, very excited. Ben, have you watched any Doctor Who?
I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who.
Never
in my
seen an
entire
episode.
life.
That's fine.
Never. And I like sci-fi. It's just a bit kind of.
So when you were a young child, because
Yeah.
we're all sort of a similar generation, when you would get
Yeah.
home from school,
Yeah.
what would you watch when you got home? Because that's where most people found it. There was the goodies.
Well,
there was Doctor Who, there was Monkey Magic.
Monkey Magic was a
Danger Mouse.
big one. Pigsy made me want to throw up in my own mouth, like a
he
really
had that
revolting
effect.
character. And Sandy as well. I was Monkey Magic, Ren and Stimpy. I'm a few years younger than you guys.
All right, okay.
All right, yeah. All right, go fuck yourself.
So look,
Mate, I'm holding on by a thread.
off.
I'm holding on by a thread, mate.
I'm 47. I look fabulous.
Dude,
I don't know. I don't know what. I just don't know how to age. I don't know how to age.
picture of Dorian Gray.
I mean, I'm just so relatable.
Man, I've been up into that attic. That painting is fucked. But
So what I used as my grading system was obviously it had to have some sort of Christmas festive appeal, because I'm guessing for a lot of people who are, whether you're here tonight in the audience, streaming at home, or maybe going to be listening to this on the podcast afterwards, this might be your gateway into Doctor Who, or a reason to maybe have a look at it.
this
one's free, kids.
This might
So
be
I
for
thought you
Ben.
want it to be Christmassy. It's got to be Christmassy. So that cuts out a lot of, the New Year's ones don't count.
Right.
A lot of the end of year specials have been what they call a regeneration, which is where we change the lead actor. So it gets bogged down in a lot of that. So it was about how Christmassy is it, how Doctor-y is it, because I want you to watch it and go, oh, I see why this is a show that 40-year-old nerds enjoy. And also then just broad appeal. Right. For, if you don't understand the show, if you've never watched it, you could watch this and it still makes sense.
Okay, so I think you have like 3 for us?
I narrowed it down to a top 3 out of a possible 17.
Okay.
Which I think's pretty good.
Yeah.
So the first one this is what made it in at number 3. I felt I had to put this in because it involves David Tennant, who was recently voted the second most popular Doctor of all time. Second, behind Tom Baker with the scarf.
Right.
So he is the king of the modern era. And this was him at the height of his powers. It was a story called The Voyage of the Damned. It was about a spaceship that was like a cruise ship where it was a theme based on the Titanic. Great. But a spaceship, a Titanic spaceship.
Right.
Yep.
And so he lands on board.
Tasteful.
And there's people would get day passes to go down and visit planet Earth and watch them going about Christmas Day as a tourist destination. And then he meets a young maid, a waitress on board the ship, played by our very own Kylie Minogue. Now, this is the all-time greatest Doctor Who episode ever. 13.3 million people watched this episode.
Is that because of Kylie?
It was like at the height of David Tennant's powers. It was when the modern era suddenly took off. And I felt if I didn't include this, people will lynch me.
Right.
So it's not particularly Christmassy, but it's quite good and gives us one of the all-time greatest Doctor Who scenes, which I'll show you now. So this is David Tennant as the Doctor, just throwing down big time.
Right then, follow me.
Hang on a minute. Who put you in charge? And who the hell are you anyway?
I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Kasterborous. I'm 903 years old, and I'm the man who's going to save your lives and all 6 billion people on the planet below. You got a problem with that?
No.
In that case, Halsey.
Wow. Like, that's good. That's a good one. 903 years old. He almost looks as good as you.
There's a lot of acting that he has to do where there's pyrotechnics going off behind him, and he doesn't blink once.
What was that character that looked like the coronavirus?
Banacafalata. It was a
Yeah,
small...
Good question, Ben.
sorry.
Good
Looks
question.
like coronavirus. This
Yeah.
red spiky.
Yeah.
He's referred to as a conker at some point.
Right, I see.
So
Slightly racist,
It's
right?
just as we're going through all these shots of people, this is suddenly, yes. For those who are listening to this after the fact, it's a little person with a red face paint and a spiky head.
Ben was
So that was number
immediately-
3.
So
it dropped off because it wasn't particularly Christmassy, that one.
It's okay. So is anyone commenting on that, Benjamin?
Someone said that if you were to lynch yourself for not playing that clip, would you lynch yourself with the Doctor Who scarf?
Oh, goodness. Jeez,
Sure,
that got-
that's dark.
Wow.
That's a very dark turn.
Wow. All
But
right.
sure. Would
Well,
do.
Good to know that people from Adelaide are watching. Thank you for joining in.
So that was only the third one that they had ever made at that point. So they sort of hit a peak very, very early. What made number 2 for me, this was, I think, around number 11. We're at 2013? Yes, 2014. This is my favourite Doctor of the modern era, Peter Capaldi. He was a wonderful Scottish man from the thick of it. He was last seen prior to playing Doctor Who. He was at the end of Z is for Zombie, the Brad Pitt zombie movie, where he played someone from the World Health Organization, where his credit was Who Doctor, and the next role he plays is Doctor Who. I think that's a wonderful Squid bit, everybody.
Yes.
A wonderful little Squid
Yes.
bit. Hashtag Squid bit. Hashtag I don't get it, I'm not a regular listener. Okay. Now this one is in there. It is particularly Christmassy. It is... I love this to bits, this episode. It is a Christopher Nolan Christmas special, this
Well,
one.
you've got my attention.
It is like
Great.
Inception. It is the big bad alien in this is called a dream crab. It attaches to your face and it makes you fall asleep as it sucks your brains out.
Yeah.
It's delightful Christmas fare.
Ben's
for the
dealt with
kiddies.
them before.
Every night.
And so then you're in a dream world within a dream world within a dream world.
Right.
So it's a bit complex, and if you're not quite in, it's got a little bit of Doctor Who-ness in it that if you don't quite follow, it takes a bit of catching up. But one of the highlights of this is that the guest star is Nick Frost, comedic actor Nick Frost, who is so wonderful playing the role of Father Christmas,
Oh.
Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, Sinterklaas. We just got the whole history before.
Right.
So this is one of my favourite scenes. This is Nick Frost chewing the scenery as Santa Claus, who's been caught on the rooftop and is now trying to convince someone he's not actually Santa Claus.
Sorry about this, girl. We are just three passing, perfectly ordinary roof people doing some emergency roof things. Carry on. Merry Christmas. If it is Christmas, I mean, I don't much care for things like that myself. I mean, Christmas.
Are you Santa Claus?
Me? No. Oh, no. It's ridiculous. No.
Wiggle! Darian!
All right, fine. Yes, it's me. Guilty. How did you recognise me?
Just wonderful. So if you can get past the fact that there's references to characters at the start that you might not know, I highly recommend Last Christmas.
I'd be wrapped with Nick Frost turning up on my roof.
Every scene he's in
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Okay, so can I tell you what my favourite one is, and then we'll
Yes.
see if it is.
If we
so
match.
My favourite Doctor is Matt Smith.
Yes.
I think the first season of Matt Smith for me
Yes.
is perfect, and
Or is he the one with the he's got like a meaty head? like Jesse Plemons' head?
oh yeah,
Meaty is in
it's like a-
sliced children meat.
No, when you tip a can of dog food over and it just lands like that, like a head like that.
yeah.
Like
I
just-
would have gone with the one that wore the bow tie, but no,
Yeah,
I
That
hear what
guy,
you're saying.
you know
The
what
one
I'm
that-
talking about, though,
yeah.
right? So he's got a meaty head. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, very good. All
But
right,
he's got the right haircut for the meaty head.
Meat Smith.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I forget what we were talking about. Yes, that's the one.
That's the one.
Big chin, lots of hair,
Yeah.
wonderul bow tie. Because, quote, as he would say, bow ties are cool.
Exactly.
So
and
he's in your favourite, right?
so-
he did about 4 or 5. So
Right.
we've got to whittle this down now.
So, A Christmas Carol, the play on that one.
Yes.
I think everything about that, if you've never seen Doctor Who, is a perfect one-off episode because the way he, thank you, it's always easy to make a whole lot of people clap, but when you can make one person clap, that is ninja skills. But the way he first appears, that whole adventure, you don't really need to know any backstory, and it's really self-contained, and it's really Christmassy.
Well, Justin, number 1 with a bullet. I went with the 2010 Christmas special. A Christmas Carol starring Matt Smith! Guys, we have the same one!
We are twinsies.
What? Yes, this was at a time too where you have to remember we had lost the guy we saw earlier, David Tennant, who everybody loved. Suddenly, Doctor Who had female fans. Guys that had young female fans.
Yeah.
And then he leaves, the showrunner that brought the show back leaves, and suddenly there's a new showrunner and a new lead actor that no one's heard of before, and everyone's like, good luck. And they nailed it. That first season of Matt Smith's is fantastic. It's a great stepping on point if you've never watched the show before. It's a wonderful reset, and it all culminates in his very first Christmas special. It's called A Christmas Carol. It's a wonderful play on the Dickensian version of it. So, because when you think the classic story of Ebenezer Scrooge, here's this miser, and what are we dealing with? To change his ways, we're dealing with the ghosts of past, present, and future.
Yes.
Well, what is that? But time travel. So here comes the Doctor. The basic premise is 2 of his friends are on a spaceship that is crash landing on an alien planet. And the only way that they're going to land safely is if the fog that surrounds this planet is lifted. It is controlled by a miserly Scrooge-like character, and it's up to the Doctor to thaw his frozen heart and make him lift the fog. In doing so, what mysteries shall be revealed? And does it have anything to do with the woman who is frozen in a fridge in his office?
Yes.
Welcome to A Christmas Carol, my friends. So you do mention the Doctor's entrance in this right from the start. If you don't know who this character is, he appears rolling out of a chimney. All guns are blazing, his mouth going 100 miles an hour, which was very much Matt Smith's Doctor. And I'll just play it and you can have a look for yourselves. Here's Matt Squid.
Yes. Blimey. Sorry. Christmas Eve on a rooftop, saw a chimney, my whole brain just went, what the hell? Don't worry, Fat Fidler will be doing the rounds later. I'm just scoping out the general chimneyness. Yes. Nice size. Good traction. Big tick. Fat fella. Father Christmas. Santa Claus. Or, as I've always known him, Jeff.
There's no such person as Father Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Me and Father Christmas, Frank Sinatra's hunting lodge, 1952. See him at the back with the blonde, Albert Einstein, the three of us together. Watch out. Okay? Keep your faith. Stay off the naughtiness.
So good, right?
So it's really just using the classic tale of a Christmas Carol. So this old guy Kazran is the one who is trying to get to lift this fog. He doesn't care that there's 4,000 people on a spaceship going to crash land. He doesn't care. He hates everybody. And the doctor's trying to work out why. Why are you so mad? So decides to go back in time to when he was a kid and find out what scarred him so much.
What was it?
It was, we find out that this woman in the fridge is... The people of this planet are being held... If you can't pay your taxes, you can get a loan, and then his dad is in charge of taking collateral, which is a member of your family, and they get put in this big vault and frozen until you can pay back the money. And if you can't, they stay there. He falls in love with one of the people that are trapped in there, brings her out once a year at Christmas time, only to discover that there is a counter on the front of the fridge that every time she comes out keeps clicking down and down, and there is a reveal at the end of what will happen if it goes down to zero.
See, I love Doctor Who, but as soon as you start saying out loud what goes on, you can feel people going. Don't you think? Like, it all makes sense.
Lines like
look at Ben. Like, Ben's never been more confused. He's like, well, hang on a minute.
I'm here, but my soul has left my body.
Because it's time travel, there's this wonderful scene where he's dealing with the older Kazran character, and he's looking at this home movie, and then the doctor disappears into his time machine and goes back and suddenly appears in the home movie when he was a kid. And the doctor comes in through the window, and the kid turns around and says, "What are you doing coming in my window?" And the doctor says, "Well, because if I was going out your window, I'd be going the wrong way," which is a wonderful Doctor Who line. But yeah, he follows him the whole way through, and the past, the present, and how he shows him the ghosts of Christmas future is really beautifully done. So I highly recommend it. It is of course sci-fi fantasy, but it plays with the traditional Christmas Carol story that everybody knows.
Is this your favourite reinterpretation of the Christmas Carol tale?
Well, the Muppet one's pretty good.
Yes! Yeah.
Correct answer?
Correct
Oh,
answer.
thank God for that.
Yes.
Yeah. He was...
Garth Brooks was great in that, by the way. Young Garth Brooks was so good.
Tiny Tim.
He was the discarded Muppet. He was the Tiny Tim Muppet, wasn't he? He was at the end. God bless us, everyone. I remember that.
Yeah,
song.
crotches with frets.
By the way,
Beautiful.
did anyone notice that in those photos he was in his 30s and Alex was referring to him? He's in his 60s.
He's in his 60s.
All right, before you go, so what's happening with the Christmas or the New Year's special this year? Do you know?
All you need to know is, we have our new doctor, she's 2 years in now, Jodie Whittaker, the first female to play the lead, doing a wonderful job. I think she's amazing. And we have Daleks back, everybody's favourite scary things with toilet plungers on their arms, which... You know, when they were brought back in the modern era, they're like the first episode where there was a guy like, "What are you going to do with that? Clean out the sink?" And it just sucks onto his face and suffocates him. And you just go, "Never thought of that before." Genius. So yes, the Daleks are back for New Year's Day. Good luck, everybody.
That's great. All right, round of applause for Rove McManus.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
And let's check in with our friend Adele.
Sorry about this. This is my flatmate Gavin. Gavin, I'm trying to work at the moment, Gavin. Our final guest for the evening is one of my favourites, Georgia Mooney, or as I like to call her, Georgia Moo, 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 say I do. Georgia Moo, 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 say I do. I don't know whether anyone apart from myself and Gavin recognise that as the great hit Mooney Mooney. Even Gavin's not sure. Anyway, our final guest is Georgia Mooney from All Our Exes Live in Texas. I was going to make a joke about her being from the Dark Crystal and all her Skeksis live in Texas, but Gavin's rather put me off. Anyway, please welcome to the stage, Georgia Mooney.
Amazing. Hello.
Hi.
Have you? We've got everything sorted there.
I'm good.
So I'm curious to know, as someone who is a singer, songwriter, performer, have you ever had the joy of performing at carols by candlelight?
Oh, no. But it is a secret dream.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. But I think I'd quite like to be in the choir, and so I could just sing like this and in a robe and then sort of have a camera pan across and then be like, "That's me, Mum."
You don't even want it to linger?
No, I don't think so. Either that or have a beautiful, tearful duet with Anthony Kalia or something.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
God, he'd hurt his neck looking up to you, though, wouldn't he? He's tiny. He escapes from a Kinder Surprise. And what would be your song? Like, do you have a song in mind that you would do for carols?
Well, I mean, it probably has to be Silent Night, doesn't it? I mean,
Right.
It's perfect, yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
believe that you haven't done one yet. Like, you haven't,
Well,
have
I'm
you done
not Delta Goodrum. It's crazy. One day.
Like, I don't mean to brag, but you know,
You've done it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've hosted the Darebin carols by candlelight.
God damn it, Hamo.
Yeah, and I did it a few years in a row because I did such a good job the first year. So
Obviously.
just a course go. Back in 2002, I was hosting it, and there was a little dance group called Dance Machine. It was this group of girls who were like grade 3, grade 4, and they were, at the start of a dance, they all have to be in their positions, ready to go, and the CD wouldn't start, and so these poor kids are still in their position. So I thought I'll go and talk to them and, interview them while they got the CD right. And so having these nice little chats, and I said to the first girl, "Who's your favourite artist?" And she said, "Delta Goodrum." And I went, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." And then got to the next girl, had a nice little chat. Who's your favourite artist? Delta Goodrum. Anyway, they all love Delta Goodrum. And then I got to the last one, and I said to her, "Who's your favourite artist?" And she said, "Christina Aguilera." And I said, "Oh, she's a little bit sexy, isn't she?" And this little girl turned around and said, "Only when she touches her gina."
Well.
And I looked at her and I said, "Well, when you put it that way, I guess she's one of my favourites as well." I did not get asked back the year after that.
How does a heathen atheist like you summon the enthusiasm to host a carols by candlelight?
It's called being paid.
We've all got a price.
Before Georgia classes up the joint with the song, is there anything online, Ben, for George?
Someone said that Gavin's a star. Whoever you were criticising before for being too short, and someone said that it looks like I'm not wearing any pants.
Right. Oh well.
Flesh-coloured shorts.
And you're not.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's a lovely treat for us.
Yeah. I should have warned you before you came out. And so tonight you're going to sing a song that you couldn't sing at Carols by Candlelight. Is that correct?
Well, it's not exactly traditional. It's from the movie Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and it's sung by the ladies, and mostly Dolly Parton, Our Lord and Saviour. Yeah. So I love it. I think it's probably my favourite Christmas song, and it feels, after this shitful year, it feels right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to give us a little bit of Dolly Parton then, please?
I will. And you're going to sit there and watch me.
I am.
That's fun.
There's no pressure whatsoever. Ben and I can comment on the way through it. Like, how do you play that?
Okay. Hey, maybe I'll dye my hair. Maybe I'll move somewhere. Maybe I'll get a car. Maybe I'll drive so far they'll all lose track. Me, I'll bounce right back. Maybe I'll sleep real late. Maybe I'll lose some weight. Maybe I'll clear my junk. Maybe I'll just get drunk on apple wine. Me, I'll be just... Where's my pick? Where's my pick? Where's my pick? Fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through. Tomorrow, still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. Hey, maybe I'll learn to sew, and maybe I'll just lay low. Maybe I'll hit the bars. Maybe I'll count the stars until the dawn. Me, I will go on. Maybe I'll settle down, or maybe I'll just leave town. Maybe I'll have some fun. Maybe I'll meet someone and call him mine. Me, I'll be just fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through. Tomorrow, still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow, but still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
That was great. Thank you. Jeez, it's intimidating sitting so close to real talent, right, Ben? It was, you know, yeah, we can sing some songs as well. Give it one more time for Georgia Mooney, doing a great job. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the show. Before you go, just a few thank yous. Could we have a round of applause for all the staff here at Giant Dwarf doing a great job? Moira and the gang, thank you very much. So this is actually, when we put it up as audio, this will be the last episode for the year, but if you're watching live at the moment, our next episode is our 10th episode.
Yep.
I don't mean to brag, but it's really good. And I thought about it heaps, and I'm pretty wrapped with it. But what we'll do is we'll finish off season 3, then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back with season 4. We're going to have some new ideas. We'll have some of our regulars. We're going to be introducing a new segment, Beautiful Tales for the Disenchanted, which will be a storytelling aspect of it. So we'll just keep evolving and bring you something that we hope you will enjoy, and we'll engage with you throughout 2021. Can we also, before we have a round of applause for all the acts that we've seen tonight, can we have a specific round of applause for Ben Ellwood, who's done a great job on the podcast this season? Yeah. I wanted to get him a specific round of applause from a sincere point of view, and also I just really enjoy seeing him not cope with people being nice to him. So that was my Christmas present to me. So thank you very much for that. Can we have a round of applause for all the acts that we've seen tonight? We'll give it up for Ben Ellwood, Alex J, Richard Fidler, Alice Fraser, Rove McManus, Georgia Mooney. Big round of applause for Cal Wilson. So funny. And because you were singing a Dolly Parton song, I thought we'd finish with a Dolly quote.
Amazing.
So Dolly Parton said, and this feels appropriate going into the fun part of Christmas, I tried every diet in the book. I tried some that weren't in the book. I tried eating the book. It tasted better than the diets. Until then, thank you.
Count. Bear with.
Come, they told me, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, our finest gifts to bring, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. So to honour him, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, our finest gifts to bring, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. Mary smiled at me, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. Mary smiled at me, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. Our finest gifts to bring, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. I'm stuck in a loop. You better go. Save yourselves. Come, they told me, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum. Merry Christmas. Miss you already.